Hey guys, this week we talk all about Josh's solo Vegas trip, rigged bubble crap machines, particularly offensive craps etiquette, and more, so stick around.
Welcome to the Crap Vegas podcast.
Vegas, here we come.
Vegas!
Here are your hosts, Chris and Josh.
Hello everyone, and welcome to episode number 93 of the Crap Vegas podcast. I am Chris, he is Josh. Josh, what's going on out there?
Well, Chris, because we are I don't know what the word is, erudite family,
Okay.
we went to see a Shakespeare play yesterday.
Oh, wow. Which one was it, Josh?
Well, it was The Taming of the Shrew,
Okay.
but it was retitled for the Seattle, whatever it is, performance as just The Shrew,
Ooh,
but still
wow.
a Shakespeare play. Have you ever seen a Shakespeare play like live?
No, I mean, nothing more than like a school production.
Right. Yeah, I haven't seen many either. It's not top of my list, but it was fun to see live theater. It's been a while since I've seen like a show like that live.
Mhm.
Shakespeare is always, I mean, even when I was high school and studying it, I had a hard time with Shakespeare.
I did too. And I know my
I'll admit
daughter's
it.
learning. She's learning a lot about Shakespearean plays right now.
Right.
And I found there was this thing on Amazon I could buy her. It actually has like the written word of Shakespeare on one side of the book. And on
Right.
the opposite side, like on the right side of the page, it would have modern English. So it
Oh,
helps
yeah.
kids, like they can read either side if they want to see
Right.
what it originally said or versus what does
This is
this
what it-
actually mean?
Well, I read the synopsis to our daughter before the play started. And she said, it's a good thing you read that because I wouldn't have had a clue what was going on.
I mean, we didn't have stuff like that when I was in school doing all that. I mean, you'd get
You
some
had
like
Cliff's
cliff
notes.
note.
Right,
Yeah. I mean, you had cliff notes, but you didn't have like side by side.
No.
Here's the Shakespearean English. Here's the modern English. You know, that would have been much more helpful for me.
I think for me, the closest I want to get to Shakespeare is Shakespeare in Love.
I can understand that.
That's a good
That's
movie.
close enough.
Yeah.
Shakespeare adjacent.
What's going on with you?
Not much, man. I mean, Halloween just wrapped up. That was a crazy part of the weekend. I'm sure you can imagine. I had about 12 teenage girls roaming around my house all weekend, causing problems, yelling, screaming, all life's drama and boys causing issues. And all the
sorts of,
stuff
yeah.
that you would fully
Did they go
expect.
out trick-or-treating, all of the kids?
They all did. Even my youngest two went with them, which was cool. So I didn't have to go around. I could just pass out candy. So it was nice to have them around for that. But man, I just need a break at this point. After all that and then finally leaving, I just want to take a day off and no time to actually do that. So I'm
understand.
hoping maybe I'll catch a couple hours of calm this weekend.
I went out in the pouring rain. I was the only adult and I was directed to stay back from the herd of 5 or 6 girls, whatever it was. And so I was just trying to stay back, pretend, be incognito in the rain with a bright yellow umbrella.
Mhm.
And the girls went down this like hiking path. And I'm like, this is not trick-or-treating. There's no houses down here. But they went down it with our flashlights and everything. And I'm sitting there following along,
was a
40
true
feet back
experience
with
for
it.
you.
Right.
Jeez.
Well, should we get on with the show?
We probably should. Let's tell people how to get a hold of us. You can send us an email. That's podcast@crapvegas.com. You can join us over on our Facebook page. That's crapvegas.com/Facebook. You can find us over on Twitter.
X.
He's at Vegas Duffy. I'm at Small Whale 13, or the show page is at Crap Vegas. Or we would absolutely love to have you over on Patreon. That is patreon.com/crapvegas. And Josh, it's that time of the year where we do our best of. We're actually putting that poll out this evening or tomorrow at the latest. So it will be out by the time you listen to this. And you will love those episodes over there. Those are a lot of fun. There's earnings calls. There's CVTV. There's everything.
It's a lot of fun over there, and we appreciate all of our patron support.
Oh, and one last thing about Patreon. We always have patron gifts at the end of every year.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to be eligible to get one of those, we need you to have joined no later than Monday, November 10th, because we have to place that order. We're pretty excited about what we're giving out this year. So join us on over there. Previous episode feedback. Josh, we got a message from Jerry that said, I'm actually glad to hear about Chris's experience regarding his room at Palazzo, as I had the same issue multiple times there. I'm a hosted player, and my room has never been ready before 4 p.m., and sometimes later. It's very frustrating compared to their competitors. They need to get it together. Love the show, Jerry.
Well, thanks, Jerry. I'm going to speak for Chris and say he agrees with you. And I, too, even though I tend to let those things roll off me a little more, I, too, have had experiences where they say they're going to call me and it doesn't happen. And you have to go back to the desk and that kind of thing. It's a pain. I get it. And I don't know why they seem to be a little worse at that than some other properties.
Yep. We got an email from Allison B. Allison said, "Hey guys, so maybe after listening to the next episode, I will change my mind. But it sure sounds like Josh has transitioned into being a full-fledged VP guy who may occasionally play craps occasionally. Is this truly the case? What has happened to my Crap Vegas brothers?"
Well, Allison, that's a fair question. And we'll talk more about my Vegas trip coming up, and you'll get a sense for whether or not that's accurate or not. But I'll say, kind of to start with, that's pretty accurate. My gambling is very cyclical, I guess. It's also kind of, I like to do what I'm comfortable with, but I also do tend to, if you've listened to the show, there was the crap side, which was the longest part of my gambling journey. There was the slot Vegas side that I hope is a smaller part of that journey.
That
and
lasted about 3 months.
Right.
Yeah.
And right now there's the video poker side, which I think might be a big part of that journey too. Craps is still a big part. It's still a big part of my mindset. Obviously, it's a big part of the show. I still enjoy it. And I want to try, honestly, to try and figure out a nice balance. And I'm hoping my upcoming November trip, which we'll talk about, will offer a little bit of both of those things.
Okay. Good to hear. We got an email from Amy O. She said, "Hey guys, long-time listener, second-time emailer. So I was listening to the October 26th episode on my drive home from work when the Halloween sound effect came on during the wheel segment. I recognized it right away as being from Huff and Puff Slots. Even though I, like Josh, have lost a lot of my hard-earned money chasing those chainsaws and hard hats, I immediately had the urge to run to my local casino and go play. Is this like a sad gambler's version of Pavlov's dogs? Wondering what sound triggers those feelings of needing to go play for you all. Thanks for all you do and see you at Zorkfest." So Josh, I guess Amy's going to be at Zorkfest with you.
Oh, nice. Can't wait to see you, Amy. And yes, that sound, maybe more than any other like gambling electronic sound, really sets me. Like when I hear that, right? When I hear that wolf, it is like, oh, I need to be playing Huff and even more Puff. And when I play regular Huff and more Puff, where you have the wheel but no wolf, it's not the same. I keep waiting for the wolf to come. The wolf doesn't come. So yeah, I think that's the one. The hand-paced sound on video poker, if I hear somebody else with that sound, that gets me a little bit, but nothing like the wolf. Is there anything like that for you, Chris?
No. I mean, we don't have anything like that at a craps table, Josh. We're not big on sound effects at those
7
places.
out, line away.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't make me want to go play, but that's the sound I hear the most.
Right. Take the don'ts, pay the line. How about that?
Yeah, that's better. I like that. Okay, the last one we got, Josh, from Roger A. Roger said, "This one is for Josh. After your trip to Bazaar Meat, do you think you would ever go back again? I didn't have a good experience there and thought it was way overpriced for the experience. That being said, I think you need to drag Chris back to Delilah and see if he has a better experience the second time around. I have been twice and it was amazing both times, but you definitely don't want to sit on that patio. You need to be inside. You guys are great. Keep it going."
Well, thanks, Roger. And you're right. I think part of our Delilah experience really was because we were outside in that patio.
It was the patio. I think that was, well, that and the amount of time that meal took, Josh. I mean, it's been.
Yes. But if we had the entertainment, maybe more than that. Because that was my 50th and I'm 50 now.
Oh, so you're 62 now. So
Right.
golly, that was 12 years ago. No, I mean, I get it, Josh. It part of it was sitting outside on the patio. That really hurt. But I've mentioned many times, I do not want a 3.5 hour dinner. And that's what that was. So it was just way too long for me. Maybe if there was entertainment, it wouldn't have been as bad.
That's what I'm thinking. So as far as Bazaar Meat, I would go back if I had a big group that I was going to probably have fun with and that kind of thing. And maybe not if I had to do the tasting menu that I did. I mean, that was very expensive. Now, again, I didn't have to pay for it, so that was all fine. And maybe if I didn't have to. But I did my food adventuring thing at Bazaar Meat. I don't really have a desire to do my food adventuring thing, so I'd probably order specific things off the menu. I'd go back, but I wouldn't. I'm certainly not in any hurry to go back.
Yeah, that makes sense to me, Josh. Okay, I think that's going to wrap it up for feedback, so let's keep on moving. On our last episode, we talked about your joint trip with me, Josh, when we went to Vegas together, but like usual, on Sunday, I was out of there heading back home, but you couldn't leave for at least another 5, 6, 7 months, so I can't wait to hear about your solo trip after I left.
Yes, I had multiple thousands of dollars to blow and time to do it, and so I took advantage of that and did. When last we left you, Chris and I had just finished a morning crap session, coffee dice, at Venetian, and Chris headed off, and this was Sunday morning, and there was, I can't remember what it is now because it has been about a couple weeks since I was there, but there was one of the NFL London games.
Oh, nice.
And so Marilyn and I had decided we were going to meet and go to the sports bar at Venetian at like whenever you left. So this would have been like 7:00 in the morning. I think we finished our session and belly up to the bar, the sports bar, play some video poker and watch football all day.
Okay, cool.
So that's what we did. So we found 2 seats at the bar at Venetian. And Chris, and this was like 7:30 in the morning, I'd say the first thing I found, but they had Ultimate X, they had our game, but it only went up to a quarter, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't play this.
Oh, my.
And so what do you think happens right away? Like within the first 5 minutes, I hit for 3,200.
On a quarter machine?
On a quarter machine.
That's insane.
Not $3,200. 3,200 credits or units, whatever.
I was going to say, Josh, I mean, that would be pretty amazing.
No. That would be absolutely wonderful. No, I hit what would have been a $3,200 hand if I'd playing dollars.
But you got $800.
But I got $800. And so I had switched the machine to show credits instead of dollars.
Uh-huh.
And I sent this screenshot to our friend Jack and James of the Handy at the Shandy podcast.
Uh-huh.
And James said, who in the world shows credits instead of dollars? And I said, the person that's ashamed to be playing quarters.
Quarters. That's exactly right. Yeah.
Anyway, so Marilyn and I played, Chris, from 7:30 or so in the morning until about 2:30 in the afternoon.
Whoa.
We played 6 solid hours.
Josh, I'm not going to lie. That sounds like the worst thing ever if this was me. I could never do that. Like, I can play VP for 20 and 30 minute segments.
Right.
But like, I can't even watch an NFL game for 3 straight hours. I get tired of that and want to switch or go do something else for a while.
So we had the London game on. In fact, I think it was the Jets, if I remember, and they almost won, and then they didn't. But this is coming back to me. And then we had the morning games, and then we even went to the afternoon games when the Seahawks were on. And Chris, they weren't showing. So the way we were seated facing the bar, and they had like 3 TVs in front of us. But then they had the big wall of sportsbook screens behind us. And they didn't have the Seahawks game on in front of us. They just had it on. So I kept having to turn my back to look at the Seahawks. And the bartender said, he saw me doing it, and he said, is there a game you'd like us to have on for you? And I said, yeah, the Seahawks. I think it was Seahawks and the Jaguars, which was like, that was so nice of him to just proactively,
really nice,
see that I was like looking over my shoulder for a game. And the bartenders were fantastic. The drinks were really good. Like, the service was fantastic. We did to-go orders from Black Tap delivered to the bar.
Oh, cool.
So like they bring it over. Yeah, it was so awesome. Charge it to the room, all that.
How did you place the order?
Through the bartender. Bartender gave us menus, and then he placed the order, if I remember right, and he brought it over to us and could charge it to the room. It was like perfect. There wasn't a lot of space to eat, but
no, but that's really nice though to have the ability to do that.
Yeah, so it was a great ton of fun. I had lots of drinks, of course, as you can imagine. I had a Bloody Mary. I don't usually drink Bloody Marys, but it was morning, so I thought that was,
Oh, that's appropriate.
Yeah, I like the Bloody Mary. So that was what we did until like 2:30 in the afternoon on Sunday. And then, like any good, back to Allison's question, went from the video poker bar at the sports bar at Venetian to the high limit video poker bar at Palazzo, where I could play my dollars.
Really stepped it up. You could see your favorite server there, Jen, and
let's see. We have Jen. Let's see. There's Jen. There's Ryan. There's Justin. There's somebody else's name.
Josh knows all 24-hour shift worth of bartenders there.
So went over to the play. I wanted to play $1 again, Chris. I missed. I had to get my play dollars. And so we're playing, and I'm doing okay. I think I did hit right away 3,200 aces again, but this time it was actually $3,200
on actual dollars. Yeah, that's nice.
And then, Chris, something happened that I don't think we're still pretty early to this video poker journey that we're on and Ultimate X, and I don't think I've had this happen before. And again, I'm drinking, and I get dealt 4 6s.
Okay,
and in my kind of somewhat liquor-induced haze, I thought, oh, shit, this is going to be something. Because I had multipliers. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know how much the 6s paid. I couldn't get all that through my head, but I'm like, this is big. And I literally said, there's only, Marilyn was on one side and the bartender. I don't think there was a lot of people at the bar, but I said, everybody freeze. I need help.
I need an adult.
I don't want to screw this up.
Oh, my God.
Will you make
Josh.
sure? Will you make sure I'm holding the right things? And so I didn't hold the kicker. I held the
Which
four
is
aces.
wrong. You're
Well,
supposed to
that's what I
always hold the
right.
kicker.
I did not do that. Fortunately, there was no machine malfunction, and so you tell why don't you jump in and say why you're supposed to hold the kicker?
Well, since there's no better draw that you can get on
Right.
sixes, there's no with an ace deuce three that is or four, it's got pay better.
Right.
They always tell you to hold that fifth card because then you don't have any chance of the machine malfunctioning by doing another draw, which would negate the pay. So by holding all five cards, you never have to worry about that.
Exactly. And the bartender told me that after the fact. Of course, he didn't tell me beforehand. What if a malfunction happened?
And well, Josh, to be fair, you told him to freeze. And I think at that point, he knew he wasn't allowed to say anything or move.
But anyway, so it was 8x on each line.
Nice.
So it ended up being a $6,000, $2,000 on each line hit, a $6,000 hit, which was really cool. So that was a lot of fun.
That is really nice.
Yeah. I haven't had four of a kind on the flop very often.
I've never had it. So, but
Yeah,
then again, you've literally played probably 250,000 more video poker hands than I have, if not more. So
that's coming.
Yeah.
So let's see. Then Marilyn and I went at some point to the Howlin' Chicken Place again I mentioned that last show. We went to the Howlin' Chicken Place. So that was my day on Sunday.
Okay. So Josh, we made it through Sunday night. I'm gone. It's Monday morning. Anything special going on Monday?
Well, I did the famous Josh thing of having a massage. I went to Canyon Ranch for a nice massage, and they've got all sorts of renovations going on in the Canyon Ranch spa. So it was a lot of walking to and fro and things like that, but really great massage. People always ask me, do I have the same person? I'm not really somebody that does that very often. I just take whoever, I have a preference that I usually ask for a female massage therapist, but that's my only, I don't have the same one or anything like that. Chris, I know you don't really do massages, do you?
No, I don't like massages at all. I don't find them relaxing at all. If anything, I feel like they hurt more than they help. I find them uncomfortable. I find it awkward. No, I just don't enjoy the massage experience at all. I think the only thing I've ever really done in a casino is like one time, I think like my girlfriend dragged me along to go get like a pedicure or something while she was.
Right.
Or I think somebody tried to talk me into getting a facial one time. But like, no, I just, that's not my scene.
Yeah. You guys know, I like the nice spas there.
You like being pampered.
I do. And it's nice. It gets me away from gambling, and now it gets me away from video poker.
Yeah.
And so after the massage, I'd kind of timed this, met up with Joyce and Jason.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And we ate at Delmonico. We had lunch at Delmonico.
Okay. Again, what is going on here? Were you like all the things that Chris likes to do, you did those after I left?
Well, in defense of this one, I think Joyce had just arrived on Sunday, the day you left. So Monday
we could have gone to Delmonico for lunch on Saturday. Nothing stopped us.
What did we? I don't remember what we did on Saturday. But
we just went to the food court.
We went to the Howlin' Chicken Place. But yes,
yeah, okay.
I went to. Sorry, you can come back to Venetian.
No, I don't know if I'm going to go back there for a while. So, anyways, went to Delmonico with Joyce and Jason.
Went to Delmonico, had a wonderful cheeseburger again. Still, I will say again, one of the best cheeseburgers that I've had. They just do a great job with it.
Get a banana cream pie if you can. Potato croquettes too. All highly recommended.
I don't think they had the potato. They don't have the potato croquettes for lunch.
Oh, they
don't
just have like steak fries or something?
Yeah, they have fries. And if anybody does this and they go to Delmonico for lunch, one basket of fries can literally feed like 3 to 4 people. Don't order them individually. So then it was back to, you can guess, where'd we go next?
I'm going to imagine you went and played some more video poker, Josh.
Went and played some more video poker. And Chris, I got 4 aces, Chris, with the kicker at 4x.
Wow. That is a awesome hit.
So that was more than a royal. So while I did not get a royal, I got more than a royal on that one. So I think that counts.
That's what, $8,000?
$8,000. Yeah. That was a lot of fun. It was a nice pickup. So then, Chris, it was off to see the Wizard of Oz.
Okay. Thanks. Well, I don't even really want to hear about it at this point, Josh. But I'm sure
you're not coming back to Venetian. Doesn't matter.
I can still go to see that if I'm not staying in Venetian. They will allow me to. So I don't know if you know this, Wynn is right next to Venetian Palazzo. It's about equidistant on the walk.
It's true. You actually do walk between them too when you're going to the Sphere. So this was Monday night, and there was a convention at Venetian. And one of the things that I didn't know is when a big convention is going on, they close the walkway, the interior walkway because you have to go through Venetian's convention space to get to the Sphere. So you can't use the walkway to get to the Sphere.
Oh, was this the psychedelic convention we had on our last episode?
No, that wasn't it. That was at the World Marketplace or the World Expo Center, or whatever.
I didn't know if they transitioned over Venetian Palazzo.
This was AI World.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Fun.
There was lots of AI people walking around. I think they were AI people. It's hard to tell these days.
They could have been robots, Josh.
Right. They could have been robots. Anyway, so we had to go out on the strip. And to your point, it's kind of clunky to get to the Sphere on foot from the Venetian and from Wynn, for that matter. And there were a lot of people, and it's, just kind of, but it worked. And we went to see Oz. So Marilyn had got these tickets from her host, and the tickets were in the Venetian suite in the Sphere. So, which is interesting. So it was kind of, I won't give too much. We won't need to go too into Oz. People have probably seen it if they care, the videos about it and all that stuff. But the Venetian suite is on the lowest level that was open for Oz. So they don't fill up the Sphere for the movie. They limit seating and stuff like that for it. So I think the suites were on the lowest level that you could. Chris, it is a trip.
Yeah.
I mean, seeing a movie in there was nuts. Now, the one problem with being in a suite, though, is we didn't have a full overhead view. Like, I couldn't see the entire ceiling of the Sphere.
I mean, that's the complaint that you hear most from people. If you're sitting in the 100 section, or in your case, in the suites in the 100 section, you can't see the top. It cuts off because of the overhang from the second level. I mean, everybody's made it abundantly clear, if you want the best seating, you have to be in the 200s towards the front.
Yeah. And I think that's true with the movie, too. So I think most people know there's wind that comes up during the show to, imitate the tornado and things. Well, because we were sitting down low, you see the wind machine. So they're kind of blocking part of the screen. So it's a little bit detracting, kind of thing. It was a really interesting experience, though. I mean, like nothing I've ever seen before for seeing a movie. And I certainly recommend it. It's expensive, but it was a lot of fun. They have kind of performers afterwards. If you've got kids that want to, hang around and see a Wizard of Oz and that kind of stuff. And really neat experience.
Yeah, I wish I could have gone. It sounds amazing.
And because we were in the Venetian suite, there was like Sphere sweet water in the suite, so you didn't have to buy a bottle of water.
That is really nice. But I guess just have to keep in mind next time you go to maybe kind of transition up in a higher level so that you can avoid some of those things. No, I mean, I don't even care anymore. Fuck that. I didn't want to go anyways.
Yeah. Hit another.
It's not like I said before we went that I wanted to go, but nobody cares about Chris.
No.
Okay.
Hit another 4,000 aces after the movie. So that was nice.
Now, Josh, I mean, you're getting towards the end now at this point because, you've done everything. It's Monday night. You hit all these hands. Overall, for the trip, you would think, based off the numbers that you have put out during this episode, that you walked home tens of thousands of dollars into the green. Is that true?
It is not true. And it is largely not true because of slots.
I mean, I guess I could have said into the black because green's just kind of... I was doing something today in software that had green and red for the numbers. So for some reason in my head, it was in green.
I got your point. It all worked out in the end. Anyways. In this case, it was the red. So it didn't matter what color the winning part was.
Oh, good.
It was the red.
Good. You deserve that after you excluded me from Delmonico and Oz.
That's right. Something I did want to talk about with you, though, that I think is an interesting kind of... It's not really a conversation, but an interesting thing to think about is how to leave Vegas a winner. I think it's hard. At least it's hard for me. Like
not hard for me.
There you go. It's hard for me because when I'm up, in this case, I don't know that I was ever up a lot, but I was definitely ahead. And then I went and played some slots. In fact, I played more Huff and Puff Allison and proceeded to lose everything I was ahead and then some. So it wasn't a bad trip. I was well within my budget for the trip and happy with the results and things. But if I hadn't got just a little tilty at the end on slots, which really didn't get me anything. Like it didn't get me any extra comps. It didn't get me, it's kind of like when you and I have a terrible session at the craps table really fast. You think to yourself, why did I stay for that extra? Right. What did I get from that? I didn't have any fun. I didn't really accumulate any comps or status or anything like that. This felt like that. Like, why did I even have this session where I pissed away all that I was ahead? But it wasn't a bad trip.
I mean, I get you, Josh. That's where you and I are completely different people. Completely different people. I'm able to escape Vegas as a winner sometimes, not always by any means.
Yeah, if you're
but
ahead,
that's because I have no problem if I'm up and I'm ready to go. I will fly home 12 hours after I got there if necessary. And if things are starting to go south and I'm not happy with it, I'll head home then. So I'll limit my losses as best as I can. Unfortunately, for better or for worse, Josh, I think because of how long you stay, the odds of you ever going home a winner are effectively zero. Because if you get to later in the week, especially after I've gone, if you are up, you're going to have a tendency to play through it before you go.
Yes.
And you'll probably play a little bit more than you expected to because I'm up now, I'll see what happens.
Right.
But it's more just a function of the amount of time that you spend out there. You can be a winner if you're there 1 or 2 nights.
Right.
If you're there 4, 5, 6 nights,
it's hard.
I mean, the law of large numbers is going to catch up with you and you are going to start to lose.
Not only the law of large numbers. I mean, let's say you somehow got ahead of that. Then you have to fight, at least my tendency. I have to fight my tendency, like you said, to play bigger or, play a game that I might not have otherwise played. So there's, first of all, catching up with just the law of large numbers. But there's also, if I were ahead, then I might play stupid, which is what I kind of did.
I mean, would you ever shorten your trips though? Like you never go for just a weekend. I always do. But I'm one of those people though, Josh, I don't even like being in Vegas for 4 nights.
Right.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Everybody knows I love Vegas just as much as the next person. It's my favorite place to go. I've made many one-night trips and come back the same day.
Yes, you have. Yes,
just because I wanted to get to Vegas so badly. But once I get past that second night, I'm done. I've got my fill of gambling in. I know if I keep playing, I'm going home a bigger loser than I am right now. The odds of me hitting something the final day that are going to put me way up. I mean, that, especially the way that I play and the way I play craps, the odds of that happening are pretty small.
Right.
And I mean, you're doing it a little differently, obviously, now where you're playing 90% of your time at a video poker machine. So that can change things a little bit. But I mean, you're just doing it more for I want to get away from home and forget my real life. And this is my vacation.
It's both. It's a lot of that. I like the fun in Vegas. And for me, this trip was a good test. We'll see if the next trip, the F1 trip and Zorkfest, if I can stay with, for me, it's just, I don't care if I win or lose, ultimately. It may be fun to walk away a big winner kind of thing. But if I can just stay within what I want to budget for a trip, which I did in this case, then I'm good with that because I have a certain amount that I set aside for Vegas. And as long as I have my fun and don't go through that too fast.
No, I'm 100% with you. I mean, I'm the same person that if I do have a good winning trip, I probably schedule another follow-up trip much shorter than I would have any other time.
Right.
And I'm sure I'll go back out there and give it away.
So, Chris, as we kind of wrap up my trip and your trip over these last 2 shows, you probably have, listeners, you probably have an idea of where we're going with this. But, Chris, I think you have decided for the upcoming foreseeable future that you're probably going to try and stick mostly to win, right?
Yeah, I think it's just because I've become frustrated with some of the small things that Venetian Palazzo does. And more importantly, though, Josh, I think it's actually more of a function of the fact I can't get out to Vegas as much as I want to. There was a period in my life, even a couple years ago, where I could get out to Vegas 10, 11 times a year. Random weekends, I had no problem getting out there. For many reasons, I got a lot more going on at home now in my career, starting new companies and family. I got all sorts of things. Like my kids are more active now than they used to be. So they have more things on the weekends because they're getting older that I feel like I need to make sure that I'm there for and helping them with things. So when I put all this together, it means less Vegas trips. And in my eyes, if I'm going to go to Vegas less than I used to, I want to enjoy it while I'm there.
Right.
And for me, the place that I know every time I go, I always enjoy my trips to win. Always. It does not matter what they're giving me comp-wise. As long as I have a room, I am happy when I go there. I like the people there. I like the dealers there. And for somebody like me that all I do is play craps when nobody else is there with me, then it's the perfect place to go because I have dealers that I'm friends with and enjoy being with and enjoy talking with. And unfortunately, on the Venetian Palazzo side, although their dealers are fine, I don't have those friendships there where I really there's people I just want to walk up and start talking to these people. Some are better than others, but that's just not a place that I just want to sit there and talk to random dealers. Whereas at Wynn, I actually do. They want to know what's going on in my life. I want to know what's going on in theirs.
Right.
These are people that I truly do care about how they're doing and really enjoy my time. So unfortunately though, Josh, I have lost my black status going into next year because I think I've only earned maybe 30 or 40,000 tier credits at Wynn this year. And I don't see myself getting out before the end of the year. Maybe there's a chance I sneak out and somehow earn it. I highly doubt it, though, at this point.
As you're talking, Chris, about the dealers that win, and I totally agree, and I miss Rick, Jay, and Liz, and Montana, and, so many of the others that really we got to know together. it's interesting because you have that relationship with the dealers, and I'm beginning to have those relationships, for good or bad, with some of the bartenders and at the Venetian, which
With
is
video poker
Yeah.
bar and all that. Yeah.
right. It's nice. I like having that. It's different than the dealers at the craps tables at Wynn, but it is nice to have, if I'm there by myself, have a familiar face and somebody that.
Oh, I hear
Whereas
you.
I don't have that attachment to the craps dealers at Venetian because I haven't played enough there. Like, I'm more friendly with the slot attendants.
That is true, Josh. Multiple slot attendants there do know you very well and come up and say something in the mornings. Very nice people.
Speaking of, Chris, I had set up, fast pay, quick pay, and I hit a jackpot on video poker, whatever it was. And the slot attendant, whose name is Lee, who was fantastic, came up to just say congratulations. And he was chit-chatty and we were talking, and I tipped him. And he said, "You don't have to do that. Like, I didn't come for that." I said, "I know, but I feel bad because I signed up for fast pay. I don't ever see him. Like, he doesn't have to come and pay me."
Yeah.
So I felt like, I don't know what you would, like, what your feeling is. And like, I just tipped him because I felt guilty about not, like, and I like him a lot. And he's a great slot attendant. Is that, how would you deal with that?
Yeah, we've talked about that before, Josh. It's either a pro or a con, depending on how you look at it. I like fast pay being set up because I don't want to have that constant interaction when I'm playing on slots and stuff where they have to come every 10 minutes and
I agree.
reset. And then it's like, oh, I got to give them 40 or 60 bucks. Got to give them 40 or 60 bucks.
Right.
And by the end of the trip, if you're somebody like us that can have 15, 20 hand pays in a day, potentially, I mean, it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And what I always didn't like about the hand pays requiring a tip, I mean, I think you should tip if they're coming to help you because they're providing a service. But my issue is there's no way around it. Like, if you don't set up fast pay, you have no choice to get your money but to talk to this person. So I don't like being obligated to give a tip because that's effectively what it is. So I do like the fast pay method. But Josh, I have been known on certain days to give like, $100 tip on the first one, being like, hey, since I won't see you for a while, here's this for what's going on today. That makes me feel okay about it. But honestly, if I'm doing fast pay, why would I be tipping? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no, it was just, I did because I like him and he came up to say congratulations and stuff. And
I hear you.
He honestly didn't, like, he was not expecting that. But it felt good for me to do it. I was ahead at that moment and,
I hear you, Josh. I agree.
So I think that's the highlights for me. There wasn't anything exciting on Tuesday. Went home, a loser.
No, I mean, don't we all? Isn't that how most trips end at the end of the day?
Yeah.
I mean, I know I sure as hell went home a loser. I was not happy with it.
So just to kind of close up, I really am enjoying what, my gambling experience, my staying at Venetian Palazzo. I just like that there's so many sides to the property, and I love Wynn, but there isn't the casual dining is limited. The things we've talked about before, that if I'm in the mood for it, especially if I want to ratchet down my play, it's much easier to do on the Venetian side. This next trip, Chris, I'll be back to Cosmo for a couple of days.
Ooh, that'll be fun. You haven't been there in a while.
I know.
You get a wraparound terrace suite?
Well, we'll talk about that in upcoming trips.
Oh, good tease, Josh.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, after the break, we will answer a listener question or two and spin the big wheel, so stick around. If you're coming to Zorkfest. Josh, as we record this today, it's November 3rd, and I feel like you are only weeks away from being in Vegas for Zorkfest.
Yes, I am weeks away from being in Vegas for Zorkfest, and I'm very excited about it. All sorts of fun stuff happening. Just to refresh everybody's memory, Zorkfest is December 5th through 7th at the M Spa and Casino. And there are a few things I wanted to mention. First of all, if you haven't got a ticket, tickets are still available at zorkfest.com. And there's a good chance Michael and the team can even get you a comp room at M if you're a gambler of any kind. Chris, there's one thing, though, that I am kind of excited about that Michael asked me to pass along. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do it because I'm hosting the Podcasters After Dark panel on Saturday night. But before the Podcasters After Dark panel at Zorkfest, this is Saturday night from 7:30 to 9, is Burgers and Boozy Shakes at Five Guys at the Grand Canal Shops at Venetian. So they're going to take you from M to Five Guys for Burgers and Boozy Shakes, and then back to M for the Podcasters After Dark panel. And I'm very excited about that. I did also want to mention we have our craps table, our reserve craps table on Friday night for our patrons. There's just a few spots remaining for that. There's no charge for that, but you do have to be a Crap Vegas patron to do that. So you can get information also at zorkfest.com on that. If you haven't got a ticket, it really is a lot of fun. All sorts of great gambling experiences, lots of casino and loyalty talk. The Podcasters After Dark panel is really coming together. And just to remind everybody, it's in memory of Mark from 360 Vegas, so it'll be extra special for that reason as well. So hope to see everybody there. And that's December 5th through 7th at M.
Yeah, and head on over to zorkfest.com to get those tickets today. Josh, videopoker.com is now an official sponsor of the Crap Vegas podcast. For those that aren't familiar, videopoker.com is the ultimate destination for video poker players. With paid memberships, you get exclusive training tools, real-time feedback on the plays that you're making, the most popular game variations out there. Whether you're trying to fine-tune your strategy or just take your game to the next level, videopoker.com has you covered.
You've heard Chris and I talk about it before this even came about. We love it. For training, I mean,
Absolutely.
I'm on it almost every day trying to train myself on stupid Ultimate X.
I have been too recently.
Exactly.
It's really cool because it will tell you, like, you've made the right decision on 87 out of 100 hands.
Right.
And it tells you exactly what you should have done if you make a mistake when you're making your choices. It keeps all that information historically for you so you can kind of go back and see how things are going. Josh, it's just a really good tool if you're going to be a serious video poker player. And as I start to get into it more, I feel like if I'm going to do this, it's like blackjack basic strategy. I need to know the best plays so I can eliminate the house edge as much as possible.
That is exactly right. I've been doing it almost nonstop on 3-line Ultimate X, and you can choose when you're going in and configuring your games. You can say, I want to play Ultimate X, I want to play double. I'm playing in a machine that's going to give me 9-5 or 8-5
You can
or
choose
whatever
the
it
pay
is.
table that you
Right,
want.
all that stuff.
Yeah, you can choose all that stuff. It is 100% customizable once you get into the paid higher levels of the plans. And even if you don't want to pay for it, I understand that. They have a free membership. You got to watch a couple ads before you get into the game. Still worthwhile doing at the beginning, and maybe you'll see, okay, this is something I like, so I want to upgrade. But either way, if you're ready to play over there, we'd love for you to go over to crapvegas.com/poker to sign up and start improving your edge today. Okay, first up, Josh, we got an email from Russ in DFW about bubble craps. He said, hi guys, love the show. I know a number of people who claim that bubble craps is rigged, or at least not what it seems. These theories are along the lines of they're actually considered slot machines and use an RNG that's programmed to only pay back X%, or the machine watches as it jiggles the dice and adjusts the jiggling until it lands on the desired number. You can tell because the jiggling duration varies from roll to roll. Others vaguely claim that things happen in bubble craps that never happen in live tables. And y'all even said in your May 11th episode that they are like slots since hand pays are required for big wins. So is there any validity whatsoever to any of this? Thanks, Russ in DFW.
Well, thanks, Russ. And I can't do anything more than speculate on this. I don't have any data. My guess is, and we've talked about this before, I don't think there's any skullduggery, any shenanigans going on. I think it's going to be random, just like the roll of a dice, because the casinos already have the edge. There's just not a reason to do anything more than that. I think the whole idea of electronic games and, Tito tickets and all that kind of thing comes from the fact that there is some ambiguity in the law, I think, whether or not they're considered table games or electronic games. And so I think you'll see different places, kind of treat that differently. But I think the casinos do, from my understanding, I haven't done a ton of looking into it, but you don't get as many tier credits most of the time as you would from an equivalent spend on a slot machine, or perhaps even equivalent spend on a regular craps table. You're not playing that game for tier credits, but I think it's pretty legit as far as the gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, the games are on the up and up because there's no reason for them not to be on the up and up.
Right.
They don't use an RNG on those things. That's not taking place. There's no guaranteed return, just what your normal house edge is based off the bets that you're making. And yes, I mean, there are cameras watching the dice as they go so they can put them up on the screen and know exactly what rolled so that they know what to pay from that perspective. But no, that's not why some rolls are longer than others. It's just randomness. That's all it is. There's nothing different about playing bubble craps versus playing real craps. Yes, it is like slots in the sense that you can get a hand pay because a lot of jurisdictions do treat it as a slot machine for those purposes. But Josh, I think that even plays more into those situations where certain states tax electronic table games differently than the rate of live table games.
That too, yeah.
So things like that can come into play from a taxing perspective, whether these are advantageous for the casino to have or not advantageous. But other than that, no, I don't think there's any validity at all in these things being rigged or anything like that. And you can't rig a craps game. I don't care if it's a table game, an electronic table game. You can't rig the craps game because you can always play the other side. There is always a winner on every roll at a craps table.
That's a very good point. I was thinking, Chris, just from a psychological perspective, I wonder if the dice sometimes roll longer because they've determined that one every 3 rolls, if you roll the dice longer, it'll build up extra excitement and generate I could see that happening if they had done any sort of, because we already know they do slot machine music a certain way because it encourages people to play, all that kind of stuff. So I could see that kind of a thing. There may be a situation where dice are rolling longer on a longer roll because it builds the tension and generates bets, or who knows.
I'm right there with you, Josh. We also received an email from Rev Dan. He said, I was recently at my local casino. I walked up to the craps table and had about $150 in chips and planned to buy in for more after the shooter crapped out. Oh, Josh. Talking about things that annoy me at a crap table when somebody says that a shooter crapped out.
Don't get mad at Rev Dan.
I'm not. I appreciate
He's probably a reverend.
You think so?
I think so. There's a good chance.
Okay, Father Dan, here we go. When I walked up, the shooter had just hit the point and was about to throw again when I threw a few chips down on the 6-8. A 6 was rolled and off we went. I ended up making about $900 before the shooter crapped out. Well, he's just rubbing it in on me, isn't he?
He is.
When he did, I had planned to buy in for more, but at that point, I didn't need to. In that moment, I panicked for a moment, wondering if I had made a faux pas by jumping in during a roll. I know you should never throw cash down in the middle of a roll. I feel like maybe it's okay if it's after a point. I came in with chips after a point was thrown. Was I wrong? Is it okay to buy in with cash after a point is hit? What about just jumping in with chips you already had after a point is hit like I did? Is what I did comparable to jumping in the middle of a blackjack shoe when you already have chips? Josh, before we get to a couple things he asks further, what do you think? Coming in mid-roll, if you already have chips, you don't need to buy any. What are your thoughts?
Great question, Padre. I would say that coming in mid-roll, coming in after a point, in my opinion, is okay. Like Chris sometimes will try and wait for a 7-out, new shooter kind of thing. But I think coming in, you can't always wait. I mean, like with me, I don't want to sit there and wait. But I think after a point is fair. I don't think that's too intrusive. And if you come in with chips, that's most of the time even better. Sometimes it can lead to a little back and forth with the dealers, depending on what your chips are. If you need to make change on a $5,000 chip or something, that's a little different. But if you're coming in with just reds and greens and blacks and things, you might be able to just slide right in and anybody barely even notices. I don't think it's too bad. What do you think, Chris?
No, I'm okay with it. If you have chips and you're coming to the table, go ahead. There are some people that will get upset if the number of hands involved in a craps roll changes in the middle. Why?
Yes.
No, it doesn't matter at all. We've talked about all these things. None of this stuff matters. The only reason I don't like mid-roll buy-ins is just if it slows the game down. Because if you're in a good roll, whether it helps or hurts, it doesn't do any of those things. But people like to keep a certain pace when they're playing, and somebody else coming in may slow things down and irritate you. So I get why people get upset about that. I don't even particularly like it. But if you're coming in with chips and you're just throwing to the dealer saying, give me a 6-8, that's perfectly fine in my eyes.
Right. I agree.
Okay, Josh, he asked us to rank the following, with 10 being highly offensive and 1 being not offensive at all. You ready?
Okay.
Okay, first one. Throwing cash down in the middle of a roll in craps.
In the middle of a roll would bother me. Let's see, we're ranking. Okay. Is this a blind rank? Can I only use like 9 once?
No, but you say that, but at the end, he actually gives us a blind ranking. So we'll get to that.
All right. In the middle of a roll, I think that's pretty bad, and cash about as bad as I can get. I'm going to say 9.
I'm going to put it at an 8. That pisses me off when people do it. I'm not a big fan of it. Yeah. Okay, Josh, throwing cash down in the middle of a roll, but after a point was hit.
So that's like a 2 for me, or maybe even a 1.
Yeah, I'll say a 2. I'm okay with that. It's
maybe
not
just
nothing, but it's something, but not enough to matter.
Because if a 7 comes, after the next roll, you have it come out or something, and then a 7 comes, I can usually find a way to blame that person.
Yes.
So that's where I would go to. Right. Exactly.
I gotcha. Okay, next one. Walking up cold and throwing chips down in the middle of a craps roll.
Well, again, if we're in the middle of a roll, that's
what he
right
said.
up there. Yeah, 9 again for me. Kind of, maybe an 8. Maybe it's slightly less than cash. I'm going to change. I'm going to change on the spot. I'm going to say that's like a 7 for me.
Okay, I'd put that at like a 4 or 5. Like I said, I don't like adding more people and slowing things down in the middle of a roll. But if you're coming in with chips, this is all predicated by saying this isn't like a $5,000 chip that has to have massive change made. I'm assuming that you throw $100 and give me a $50 5 and 9.
Now, if you're at the Orleans, they got to unlock the cabinet if you bring in green
that could take
chips.
hours. I completely understand. That would change the ranking. Okay, Josh, throwing chips down in the middle of a blackjack shoe.
Oh, I got to get my brain over to blackjack here. Let's see. That's one of those things that, I don't know, it doesn't bother me much. I guess if you're somebody that, believes that you're going in a certain order, I mean, this doesn't count card count or anything like that. I don't know. What do you think, Chris? You're more the blackjack guy.
I mean, now I know people that would say this is a 9 or a 10. There are a lot of people that feel that way. I put it as a 1 or a 2. I do not care at all.
Okay.
Even when I'm counting, it's not going to impact me at all. I mean, adding one more hand into the mix, unless the count is ridiculously high, and I know you're going to take some cards that I would love to have, but even then, 2 large cards in a 6-deck game or something doesn't matter, and you're not jumping in the middle of a double-deck game anyways. So
there you go.
Yeah, for me, it's not a big deal. And the last one, he said, buying in for cash in the middle of a blackjack game.
Again, doesn't matter to me. I'm saying 1.
Yeah, I'd put it maybe like a 3. It's a little worse than buying in with chips in the middle, but it's still not enough for me to care. Okay, Josh, I have a blind ranking for you, though. You ready?
Ready.
These are craps etiquette offenses. 1 being the absolute most offensive thing that somebody can do, 5 being not that big of a deal.
And I have not looked at these.
You have not looked at them? You ready?
Ready.
Okay, up first. Pulling the dice off the table.
Like just pulling the dice. So like lifting them up over the rail kind of thing? Is that the idea?
I guess. Yeah, I mean, you see people do that all the time.
Yeah.
New players do it a lot.
Doesn't bother me at all. So that's a 5?
Okay.
5 least bothersome? Yeah, I'm going to put that as 5. Yeah, that doesn't bother me at all.
Throwing out chips as the dice are being thrown.
Ooh.
Oh, watch out.
Boy, it's either a 1 or a 2. I'm going to say 2 because I'm guessing that maybe there's something that would bother me more, but.
Okay. Next one. Kissing the dice.
I don't really care. Other than that, I think it's kind of weird and gross, but I'm going to say 3.
Okay. Buying in the middle of a roll.
Well, that's
1
going to
and
go
4 left.
Yeah, that's going to go 4. Oh no, 4.
Okay.
So 1 would be the thing that bothers me most. I'm going to say 1.
Okay. And then the last one that you're going to put at 4, so not that offensive to you at all. Spilling your drink on the felt. Obviously, that does not bother Josh at all.
Actually, that's probably if I when thinking about those last 2, I think I'd put that at a 4.
Oh, I definitely would not. Spilling a drink on the felt, Josh, that's going to slow the game down. I mean, you have to stop the game completely for them to clean it.
Yeah,
that's like a 5 to 10 minute process.
Think about the story we'd have.
Well, yeah, about
Josh was drinking his raspberry lemon drops and spilled the drink all over the table, and
maybe that's what it is. In your mind, you are very likely to do this at some point.
Right.
So you're like, I just got to get out ahead of this.
Video poker. Right, exactly. Doesn't bother me at all. Shouldn't bother anybody else.
Okay, I think that's all the time we got for questions this week, Josh. Let's keep it moving. Patreon, that's patreon.com/crapvegas. What do we have new over there, Josh?
Well, the last show, Chris and I did another CVTV, was it Las Vegas Secrets Revealed? And this was cheaters,
it's always fun.
Wasn't it? Yeah,
this was about cheating. Yeah.
About cheating in Las Vegas. So Chris and I have a lot of fun doing those. We live react on these shows, usually something to do with Las Vegas. Chris and I just kind of watch. We don't have any idea what's coming and just talk about it. It brings up some good stories between us and things. We also have our Fading Crap Vegas show, which you all know about, our football prognosticating show, which we are equally good at and terrible at, maybe we'll say. Something like that.
If you do it correctly, we're killing it.
Right. You just have to know what to pick.
You just have to listen to figure out what that means.
We have our earnings call show coming up in the next couple of weeks. We'll have our best of shows over on Patreon, which Chris mentioned. So lots of fun stuff over there. Really appreciate your support. Really appreciate all the patrons we have and our new ones too.
Yeah, you don't even have to listen. We just appreciate the support. If you want to listen, though, you got plenty of extra content.
I know we have patrons who don't even like the show. They just want to support us.
I understand that. We're just handsome beings,
That's right.
Josh, a big special thank you to those that signed up the past couple weeks. That's Matt K with a KCS subscription.
Thank you, Matt.
Austin R with a KCS subscription.
Thank you, Austin.
Nicholas B and Stephanie A with an annual KCS subscription.
Thank you, Stephanie, too.
Yeah, thank you all for signing up. We truly appreciate it. And Josh, we are down to 6 entries left in our Survivor contest.
I know. I heard from Sean, our Facebook moderator, Sean, that he is one of the 6 still alive.
He is. Yeah, I got a list here. We got Sean, Tony G, Voodoo McShoe, who I think actually placed last year too, didn't he?
I don't know.
I think so. B-Ball Mom, Joe V, and Dwayne S. So congratulations to you 6. Let's see who finishes in the money in the top 3.
I was alive until the Better Lives, until last week in the Better Lives one, and then I think it was the Cincinnati Bengals managed to lose to whoever they lost to, the Jets maybe or something.
This week?
No, last week.
Oh, I was going to say, I mean, they lost to the Bears in the craziest fourth quarter I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah, that was a crazy one. No, last week they lost, I want to say, to the Jets, maybe.
Yeah, the Bengals have lost 2 home games in a row in just sad fashion.
Anyway,
That's unfortunate. Upcoming trips, Josh, you're going to be out in Vegas pretty much the whole rest of the year.
Yes, I will be out for the F1 weekend, and I'll be staying kind of, as I mentioned, I'll be staying at Venetian Palazzo for a couple days, and then moving over to a wraparound terrace suite at the Cosmo. Will be a lot of fun. I'm going to try to play that quarter video poker more at Cosmo.
Okay.
And we'll see how that goes, because I don't care about my status quite as much over there. We'll see if that happens, but that should be a lot of fun. And then Zorkfest, December 5th through 7th, doing that boozy burgers thing at Five Guys at Venetian. I think so. I'll be back at Venetian, but I won't be able to show my card because I don't want them to know I'm there.
I'll text our host and let her know you're on site.
Okay.
Friendly reminder, subscribe and leave a review on your favorite podcasting app and to visit our merch store. That's crapvegas.com/shop. I think we have a lot of stuff marked down on there. So if you're looking for that great Black Friday Christmas present for your loved one, head on over there and grab something. Okay, Josh, we've made it to the end, so it sounds like it's big wheel time.
It is. Let's spin the wheel.
It's time to spin the Crap Vegas big wheel. Are you ready?
Ready, Chris?
Oh, I'm so ready for this, Josh. Been
spin
waiting all
the
day.
wheel.
Oh, good. We're running a little long, so let's just do one wheel spin today, Chris, if you're okay with that.
I'm good with that. What you got?
You can live? All right. So this one, Chris, is another convention.
Ooh.
You got to guess. This one, you will never, ever, ever, ever guess. I'm going to give you hints as we go, but I don't think you'll ever get it. It's the NICA Marketplace Trade Show. NICA. Yes.
Okay. So normally it's NA, it's North American.
Right.
But in this case, it's not. Okay, I'm going to need some help with this one, Josh.
All right. First, I'm going to just get, it's November 9th through 12th. It's at Tuscany.
Oh, nice. They got some very nice suites over there.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. The tagline, Chris, is Together We Can.
Oh, that's super helpful. Oh, yeah, we're really getting there now.
Well, what do you think the N stands for?
Well, like I said, normally you'd have like North American.
Right.
So in this case, it's not North American. National?
There you go. Okay, you got one.
Okay, cool.
How about the I? You can get the I.
No, I can't.
Okay.
Ice cream?
Right. No, that would be too random.
That would make sense for you. That's what I was saying. I was saying maybe this is the National
I'm gonna go
Ice
ahead and
Cream
give
Association.
I'm going to go ahead and give you the I. I'll give you independent. So National Independent.
I'm going to say the A is association.
There you go. Okay, we're three.
There's a lot of different C's in this world, Josh. Together we can.
Together we can. All right, we have programming, Chris. Growing from one to many, multiple payment systems, commercial exhibit booth content matters.
Okay.
Your data makes a difference at the bottom line. Are we killing the golden goose? Nothing yet.
This is very generic. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah. Here we go. Measuring value of your vendor, fair relationships.
Okay.
Changing tastes of fair guests.
Okay, hold on. Now we're getting somewhere. Changing taste. Now, are we talking, you're going to have to help on this one. Are we talking about food? Or are we just talking about people being fickle?
Finding the right mix of food at your fair.
Oh, okay. So I am getting closer here. Okay, hold on. What do I know? That's a C word that would make sense in this case that isn't offensive. Gosh, Josh. I mean, is this like people that do concessions?
Hey, you got it.
Really?
This is, yes. It's the National Independent Concessionaires Association.
The fact that they even have a trade show is a little ridiculous, but good for them, I guess.
And a website and everything. Join them November 9th through 12th, 2025, where together we will share ideas, networking, products, and services. Sponsors include Coca-Cola and Clover and Cisco.
Oh, wow. All the big food.
There you go.
Food
fair
processors.
Concessionaires.
Wow.
Do you have a favorite fair food?
No, I never go to the fair. I hate the fair. It's like everything that I hate in the world all in one place.
Do they have a state fair?
Oh, God, yeah. It's huge.
Yeah.
It's in Louisville. So, no, it's right. I mean, it's right where I live, Josh. It's massive. They hold it at, we have a fair and expo center that's right next to our local theme park. It's called Kentucky Kingdom. It's owned by Six Flags. I think it's actually independent now, but it's all together. So you get ride access. They have concerts every night. But of course, it's Kentucky. So what are the concerts every night? Country artists that I do not give two shits about.
And you don't know the fair food, no rides.
Oh,
no
I know
nothing,
exactly what the fair food is. The biggest
know,
fair
but yeah.
food here, Josh, I don't know if they do this everywhere else, but our biggest fair food that everybody looks forward to every year, it's a cheeseburger on Krispy Kreme donuts.
Jesus.
Just a heart attack waiting to happen.
Ours is at the Washington State Fair, which used to be when I was growing up, the Puyallup Fair, if you're in the area, is
It's not the Snoqualmie Sahalish Fair or something?
No, Sahalish or Snoqualmish or scones.
Gotcha.
Yeah. No, it's scones. We have famous scones.
You guys are much more upscale there in
Right.
the Seattle area than we are in Kentucky. We have Krispy Kreme donut burgers. You have scones
We
and
have
tots.
scones, raspberry scones, right?
Yeah.
They're
my
wonderful though.
I'm sure they
Last
are.
year, I think it was last year, I took the kid to see a monster truck show it was a demolition derby at the fairgrounds.
Oh.
And we decided we're not demolition derby people. It was really loud, really
sure.
loud.
Yeah.
And the burning rubber and everything created a smell that was really unpleasant too. So it was like, this is not something we want to do every year.
Oh, that's
But we
funny.
went
That's
to-
why I don't like the fair very much, is because there's a bad smell that comes from it.
Unpleasant smells.
Do you guys have like livestock and stuff at your fairs?
Yeah, we've got the 4-H people. There's horses and cows and all that stuff, Chris. In fact, when I take the kids, I always make them walk through the livestock thing first because they want to get to the rides, and I force them to go to the livestock to see the livestock first.
Oh, yeah. You can tell them, hey, kids, that's dinner later today for a lot of people.
Exactly.
They would love that.
I
Okay, Josh.
think the livestock, the 4-H people I love that. It was a world I did not grow up in, obviously. And you can probably tell I didn't grow up on a farm, but I really think that it's cool. I like to see the animals and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
The
they don't have
llamas.
silver spoon collections at the state fair that Josh is
No,
used to.
exactly right. I didn't
Okay.
grow up with that either.
Okay, fair enough. Anyways, guys, this has been a ton of fun. I hope you enjoyed it too. Josh, I will catch up with you again soon, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Thanks for your support, everybody. Have a good day. Bye.
Vegas, here we come.
Thanks for listening to the Crap Vegas podcast.
Have you ever been to Vegas?
Check out all our recent news and our Vegas trip calendar by visiting crapvegas.com.
See you in Vegas.
Hey guys, this week we talk all about Josh's solo Vegas trip, rigged bubble crap machines, and offensive craps plays.
Like offensive as in this offends me, or
Yes.
offensive as in not defensive?
Like offensive as in it offends you.
Got ya.
Give me a different word, because I
Particularly offensive craps etiquette?
like it.
I think particularly offensive craps etiquette would be, you throw the dice and someone says, that roll fucking sucks!
7 out, bitch.
That's right.
Do you guys have like livestock and stuff at your fairs?
Oh yeah, this is, 4X. What are they?
4-H.
4H. I was
Yeah.
close.
4 X's. Yeah. All my ex-girlfriends are there. They're hanging out. You went to Wizard of Oz?
Yes. Well, hold on. I'm going to say that.
I told you I wanted to go to that.
Oh!
You waited for me to leave? Fuck you. Okay, this is our last episode. We're not getting to 94 now, so.
Perfect.
Perfect.